Every one of us is worthy. Every one of us is worthy. Every one of us is worthy.
Yo, it's your girl Ashley Spencer, aka Schley, okay, in the building, back here today with my channel to talk about some real stuff, to really get into the reason why I'm alive, the reason why I have purpose, the reason why God gave me a gift, and pretty much that's using my voice at the end of the day. And I definitely got some stuff that I want to say, some things that I want people to understand, and some places that I want us all to be able to go together in unison without judgment and praise for just being able to get through your struggle, to be able to get through whatever it is you're going through and stand in your individuality in a world that's clouded with distractions. So I'm just going to get right into it. So today, this is like my first official video. I posted something really quick on the road just because I wanted to just start. I told myself that I just had to start this channel right now. Stop playing. I've been talking about starting a channel since 2014, 15, and it's like, am I going to do it or am I not? You know, so I'm here now and I'm doing it. And when I was on the road, spontaneously, I recorded a video and that video is up. Yeah, we'll see where this all goes. I'm not doing it for the views. I'm not doing it for the likes. I'm not doing it for the subscribers, although all those things are very important and I'm hoping to get them all. This is not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I want people to be able to identify with somebody who understands or somebody who will try to understand and isn't trying to put anything out into the universe that's not going to make somebody better or elevate somebody, you know what I mean? That's impartial to your progress. And that's me. And my biggest focus is myself and doing the things that I need to be doing by my life. And with doing that and getting in myself and using myself as the example, I'll be able to lead in a way that I never would have guessed and be able to change lives in ways that I never would have imagined. So here we go, you know. So today, the whole point of me making this video is to talk about individual, like the individual, and having individuality and understanding how important it is to know self. Like I said on my first ever video on my way to DC, I was talking about how I wanted this channel to talk about balancing the 5 components of your well-being and understanding those elements specifically and what they mean to you so that you're able to grow as a person and figure out what you want to put out. So I wrote something on a little board and flip it around. Okay, so I think one of the best ways to explain certain things is to make it visual, make it plain, put it in color, and explain it that way. Some people are visual, some people can just listen, and I want to be able to, you know, kind of tap on everybody because I like visual, I like listening, and I like all of that. So the biggest thing here is the individual. That's what I want to focus on. I want to focus on you as a person, me as a person, and what it is that we need to do to balance the 5 components of our well-being. And those 5 components, now these 5 components are made up of different research that I've done, social work, psychology, and just different realms that you can look into that explain components of the well-being. And I picked out what I thought was most important for me and my channel and the way I wanted to move forward with my life personally. And I've been playing with this concept for, I want to say 3-4 years now. So it's been working out for me pretty well. But yeah, so anyway, the components of the well-being is the social, and that's pretty much who you're around, the friends you have, co-workers, people that you're socially exposed to, the people who you talk to on a day-to-day, the people who drive you, the people who make you feel good, bad, you know, like anything social. Social media is huge when it comes to the social area. And I'm not even going to harp too much on that, but that's the social, anything that you do socially. And then we have spiritual. Spiritual is anything that you identify with that gives you joy and faith and gives you hope and makes you feel whole in a realm that's not right here physical on earth. It's like above what you typically think. For me personally, I am a leader and follower of Jesus Christ, and that's what I identify with spiritually. And I don't identify with any specific religion. You know, if I have to check a box, most times Christianity is there, and I check that box because it's directly in tune with what I believe in a sense. But at the same time, the most thing that's important to me is my personal relationship with God. And I have a pretty good one, and that is my spiritual help. Economic that we got here in green, and economic is the money. It's the money. It's how are you bringing in money? What job do you have? Are you happy with that job? Are you making enough money? Are you stable as far as credit? Do you understand credit? Do you understand passive income and how to make other money and just all these things? And the things I'm trying to figure out, you know, as a growing adult. I'm trying to figure it out. I feel like you never get to a point where you know everything. And when it comes to economics, it's like we can really make a lot of money and do a lot of great things if we really understand how to manage money, and managing money also helps us manage our stress, because when you ain't got no money, it get real. I don't know about y'all, but when I don't have no money, I feel like sometimes my head's going to explode. So you have to take control of the economic well-being. Mental is what I have here, and it's supposed to be orange, but it looked like red to me. But mental, of course, is the mental well-being. What you got going on up here? What thoughts do you fight with on an everyday basis? How do you actually feel about yourself up here? Because at the end of the day, you can have all the friends in the world, all the money, all the cars, all the attention and social media followers. You can have all that stuff, but if you're not mentally intact, when you go back every day to deal with yourself, because all those things don't follow you everywhere, like you at the end of the day have to deal with yourself. You got to sleep with yourself. You got to wake up with yourself. If you're not able to deal with all those thoughts and feelings that you have from anything that you've been through in your life, anything that you're currently experiencing, any embraces that you've had with other people, anything like that, it can really throw you off your game and really have you out here big tripping. Like big tripping. I'm talking about depression is real. Anxiety is real, and that all comes from not understanding how to balance your mental well-being. And those things can go even further into some other things, deep things. And like I said, those are a lot of things that we're going to touch on when it comes to this channel. And mental health is huge to me because I do have a nonprofit organization, and I'll get more into that later because that's not what I'm focused on right now. But I've dealt with so many different young people that are in that fresh young adolescence and out on their own in college and understanding life. And it's like you just see how certain things hit people and how they are able to or not able to adjust to it. Like some people are 50 years old and something happened to them when they was 6 has carried on with them all that time. And it's because mentally nobody came in and tried to help with that. Nobody was like, yo, what happened to you? How do you feel? You know what I mean? And it's like, that's what I want to do with this channel. I want to be like, yo, how do you feel mentally? What's going on? You know what I mean? Like, because it's important. And that's one thing I'm just never going to neglect is the mental well-being. And then lastly is the physical well-being. Okay. Now, me personally, I'm an ex-athlete. I'm sure you can either see the stuff in the back now. And I've been an athlete my whole life up until I was like 23, 24 years old. And once I stopped, I'm talking about I've been dealing with weight and so many different things since 2014 is when I really started to puff up. 13, but 14 for real is when I really started to like puff up when I stopped really playing collegiate sports. And it really started to help make me focus on my physical well-being. Like, my back was hurting more. My knees was hurting more. I wasn't sleeping that well and feeling sluggish and lazy and all these things. And it's like that physical well-being is very important. If I don't understand my physical well-being, if I don't understand what's going to keep me healthy and whole as an individual, I'm not going to get nowhere. And we live in a world where everything around us is telling us that this is good and that is good and it look good. You know what I mean? Like the food commercials, bro. Because food is one of the biggest things that we got to deal with our physical well-being. And these commercials, I'm talking about, they can hit you with the close-ups. They bring stuff up to you, like you see the juicy tomatoes smacking the lettuce and the burger and just all this stuff. And it's like cheese and dessert and the different fast food places. And you can get food any time of night. And it's like, oh my goodness gracious. So you have to be able to understand the physical well-being for yourself and what works for you. Because the same thing that worked for me is not going to work for everybody else. Same thing that's going to work for you is not going to work for me or anybody else. You just never know. You know, you have to understand your physical well-being and what's important for the well-being portion of the physical. You know, like eating right, working out, you know, physically going to the doctor and asking those questions about your health. Really figuring out if your back hurts, something don't feel right, you go ask questions about that. And not only do you ask questions, you do research about that. I don't trust just doctors saying one thing or another. That's why they practice. Nothing is set in stone. They're not God. When they give me, you know, they give me a diagnosis, they got some testing, they know what they're talking about, you know, for the most part. When they tell me what's up, I look at it, I'm like, boom. Then I go research it. What ways holistically can I help myself? What ways X, Y, and Z, and I'll get into some of the physical things that I deal with as far as my health is concerned, so you understand what I mean. But it's just important to try to understand those things. And if you don't, it can be bad. It can be bad. I have family members who have health issues, and we don't do anything to help ourselves get better. We so focused on just taking medicine to you know, control symptoms, and it's like, it's bigger than that. It's much, much bigger than that. Period. So those are the 5 components of the well-being that I'm going to focus on when it comes to my channel. Now, I'm definitely going to get into beauty. I'm definitely going to get into fashion. I'm definitely going to get into just fun stuff. Like I said, I want to interview people and just show you regular people on a day-to-day basis who are fighting through stuff, going through stuff, and doing things at the end of the day to make their life better, no matter what's going on, no matter what happened. Because they are trying to and learning to balance the well-being. Because it's a process. I never think nobody just mastered it, because we grow. You know, everything changes around us, especially our environment in a world full of technology and people and just whatever, you know, differences are everywhere. Like, but when you can balance these well-being, it doesn't matter who you are, race, agenda, purpose, period. Whoever you are, balancing the 5 components of your well-being will make you an amazing person, regardless of what you are and what you're doing. It doesn't matter. It's important for everybody to be able to balance it, to understand themselves socially, spiritually, economically, mentally, physically. It's all extremely important. And that's what I want to get into. So like I said, I'm not doing this for the views, I'm not doing this for the likes. But anybody that is watching this video and like what I got to say, or want to hear more, or want me to focus on something specifically because of where I said I want to go with the channel, please do share, because this is why I'm doing it. I'm not just doing it for me. I'm doing it for you. I'm doing it for everybody. I want us to have a safe space and a place to be able to really figure out ourselves and elevate to the next level, regardless of where we are right now, regardless of where we came from. Because to me, it matters. It does. But it only matters in a sense that's going to push you further. It doesn't matter in a sense that's going to be like, that happened, let's stay there. No. That happened, and I got beefy off of it, and now I'm about to turn up. Period. Because your struggles, stuff you go through around you, it works you, and it pushes you, and it molds you, and it just makes you, I'm talking about, think of it like a muscle. Like, I mean, like what? When you see me, you see strength. When you see me, you see purpose. When you see me, you see somebody who knows themselves. And that's because I had to go through some real life stuff. I had to go through some real life stuff to really understand myself and to really get into the 5 components of my well-being and to really break stuff down in my own mind and my own life to figure out, how am I about to get to the next level? I said I wanted to do X, Y, and Z. We live in a world that's X, Y, and Z. I'm surrounded by he, she, and she. What am I about to do to bring it all around and make my life the best life I could possibly can? What ways can I live in my purpose? Can I do the things that God set me here to do based off my personal purpose and my personal vision and my personal gifts. And I want everybody to see it. I want everybody to flip that mirror around, see they so dig deep, go through it, get through it, and be great. That's it. Everybody has the ability. Everybody has the purpose. Everybody has the gifts. Once we narrow that down, once we balance the 5 components of our well-being, unstoppable. Period.